Well, hello, my name is Keith Taylor. I'm a hypnotist, and this is just me checking out Google Hangouts for the first time. So if you're listening live or if you're listening in the replay, that's what this is all about. It's just me checking out the controls here to see how Google Hangouts work so I can use them in the future. And anybody who's in my group, welcome. That is listening, welcome to you. And anybody else who knows me, welcome to you as well. And if you're listening in YouTube, welcome to you as well. I'm just having a look at controls here. I can see on the left we got some pop-out controls there, and I can see I've got the chat box open on the right. And that's all I'm here for, to check out the controls. I can see there's some more controls down the bottom here. And probably some of you are familiar with Google Hangouts, I'm sure, but I'm not. So I'm just here to, as I say, find out about the controls. But I think I've been here long enough to see what's going on there. And until some people come in to the chat there, I won't be able to get anybody else on the screen. So I can have to wait until somebody comes in before I can check out the rest of the controls. But a bit more about me. I'm a hypnotist. I've been, I'm saying, in fact, I've been a hypnotist my entire life, because what is hypnosis? Language is hypnosis, because language is hypnotic. And I've been using language most of my life, ever since I learned how to speak. And probably I had some hypnotic activity even before I learned how to speak, managing to get my mother or my father to give me everything that I needed. But so language is hypnotic, isn't it? We manage to get everything that we need by communicating our needs verbally and with our body language, our facial expressions. And speaking of facial expressions, I must remember to smile, because I'm not a smiley person mostly. Doesn't mean I'm not happy. It's just that my face tends to relax a lot more than it needs to when I'm smiling. But I've actually been practicing hypnosis, I suppose, for 40 years. And that started to happen 40 years ago. In fact, 41 years ago, I would suggest, because 41 years ago, I was touring Europe on my Harley Davidson with a group of friends. We're all touring Europe on Harleys and one or two other motorcycles, and I seem to remember there was one or two Nortons with us. And a friend of mine had a very bad accident. We were hit by a car on a long left-hand bend in the Black Forest in Germany, and one of my friends in front of me had his ankle severed, but his foot was completely cut off at the ankle. And at that time, I took control of the situation. He was in a ditch with the motorcycle beside him, and I took care of him. I gave him first aid as best I could. I stopped him going into shock, and his left ankle was severed, and I talked literally to the ankle. I told it to bleed just enough to clean the wound, and I then told it that it would stop bleeding. And much to my amazement, that's exactly what happened. As part of me realized that in order to reattach his foot, the best option would be for me not to do a tourniquet, which I knew, because I knew how to do a tourniquet. But I didn't want to do a tourniquet because he was in enough pain already and going into shock. And I thought the best option for that ankle to be reattached was to do as little damage to the ankle as possible, which meant keeping the flow of blood or all the way down to the point where the ankle was severed. And I was crazy, I suppose, because I'm thinking, how am I going to do this? And I thought, well, let's get the blood going all the way to the end of the leg, and then it will stop. And so I talked to him in that way. I told the blood to flow long enough to clean the wound, and then I said that you're going to stop bleeding. And that's exactly what happened. I didn't know in those days this is what we call conversational hypnosis. And so for 4 hours, I kept him stabilized. I kept him still. The leg didn't bleed, and except for occasionally when he moved, that there would be a glob of blood would come out the end of the leg, and that was good because it kept the tissue alive all the way to the end of the leg, and then it would stop bleeding again. And for 4 hours, I kept him like that, kept him alive, kept him calm, kept him awake. And to this day, he hates me for that, because all he wanted to do was to sleep. And that would have been the sleep of death. But I didn't know at the time that I was practicing hypnosis, and I wasn't even trained in it. And a year after that, I had a bad accident myself. I was in a motorcycle accident, very badly head injured, and woke up on a hospital bed after being in a coma for a long time, after had a near-death experience as well, where I went through the tunnel of light, that did the whole thing, met God, and I won't go into that on this call. But I was on the hospital bed being told by the doctor, "You're paralyzed, Mr. Taylor, and this is the way it will always be for you from now on." And I thought to myself, I didn't accept that idea at all. This is one of the main tenets of hypnosis, being able to develop a focus. You have to be able to develop a focus in hypnosis. And when you can develop that focus, screen out any other idea, then you can get what it is that you need. You can change your outlook and achieve any goal if you can achieve that focus. This is the principles of hypnosis. So I said, no, I'm not hypnotized. Oh, sorry, I'm not paralyzed. I will overcome this somehow. And I had no feeling below the neck. They told me that I wasn't connected below the neck because I was totally paralyzed. And I didn't buy that lie, because it was obvious to me it wasn't true, because I was breathing. My heart was beating. Blood was flowing around me. That told me that something was going on down below. Something profound was going on. I was definitely connected. And so, and I'm just getting a message from Stephanie Conkle, who says that she's watching, and I suppose that she can hear me as well. And so let's see if I can. And the group chat is open, Stephanie, so you should be able to type something in there. If you have a look for the group chat, you should be able to type in the group chat, and I'll see if I can see your name on here anywhere. I don't see your name anywhere, so type into the chat box, and maybe your name will come up. And I'm just having a look here on the screen to see if I can see any indication that Stephanie is here, which I hope I do soon. They're looking for any signs of Stephanie who is in the vicinity, shall we say. And I can see there are actually 2 viewers. I've got an indication down the bottom. We've got 2 viewers, but because this is the first time that I've used Google Hangouts, I can't quite see how they become identified to me. I've got the chat box open, so I would imagine that would be the place where I would know who's here. So let's see if I can find instructions. /users. You have to type in commands. And it's telling me I'm the only member on the video call, but down the bottom there it says there are 2 viewers. So that's contradictory, isn't it? And Stephanie's writing to me in the chat. She's telling me in Facebook. Well, par for the course for Google. The bottom of the box tells me there's 2 viewers. The chat box tells me there aren't any. Oh well, we'll get there in the end, I'm sure. Brandon says, okay, let's try to open a separate window. Hmm. There are two viewers, yourself and Brandon. Okay. Let's well, this in one window says there are two viewers, the other window says that I'm the only member on the video call. So that's contradictory, isn't it? And let's have a look at the control room. The control room says I'm the only one here. The I'm on my video, Stephanie, but I haven't got any comments. I can invite people, I found, so I could invite you directly. Thank you for that, Stephanie, but I can't see a way to open a separate chat window as yet. Well, this isn't going too well, is it? I've got all the buttons here that I can see, and I'm sure there's an easy way to do this. I'm on the one for Hangouts, definitely. Well, don't need to load the chat because I've already got the chat open. I'm not sure what you're saying, Stephanie. You're saying go to your YouTube video. This one. Well, I'm in this one already. The Google Hangout link is the one you used, surely, to get here in the first place. Mm. Well, we're trying to find the right buttons to get people in. I see that we've got 3 viewers now. Someone else has joined, because this is my first time using Hangouts, and I'm a little bit of a dunce with Hangouts. So I apologize to whoever that is that's joined. And a friend of mine is in Facebook trying to help me to get in to the right area. So do bear with me, callers, whoever you are. I'm sure it's all very simple to those who know how to do it. But I'm seeing for the third person has left now. Oh, well, I don't blame them.
Hey, Keith.
Yes.
Hi, Brandon here.
Hi, Brandon.
Gonna try to
How did you get in?
Well, I asked Stephanie. I was trying to get her to get me into the Hangout link to guide you through so you can see the comments and stuff. So
yeah.
So
how did you get in without me letting you in?
I asked Stephanie to share the Hangout link in the chat box in the YouTube chat box. There's 2 separate chat boxes. I
did have the separate chat box earlier on, but I got it by accident and I can't find it again now. I know I've got the menu on the left, and there's nothing there, is there?
No, it should be. That's their Hangout chat box. So I could send a message right now.
I've got a chat box on the right with a list of commands available, and none of them have helped.
Let's see. So what you want to do, if you have, I don't know what internet browser you have.
I'm using Chrome.
Okay, perfect. So go to Chrome, and here's Stephanie.
I've got a chat box on the right with a list of commands available, and none of them have helped.
I think that's you, Stephanie.
Yep.
So what you want to do, if you have, I don't know what internet browser you have.
I'm using Chrome.
Okay, perfect. So go to Chrome. Stephanie, can you mute? Stephanie, for a
second. I can go.
Okay, there we go. All right, so open up Chrome. I think that's you, Stephanie.
Yep.
So what you want to do, Keith?
Yeah, I'm just closing Facebook because I don't need that anymore. I'm going to open up Chrome and just getting a Chrome browser open. There we are. I've got Chrome open.
Very good. And let's go to your YouTube, this YouTube video right now that we have on.
I've gone to YouTube. I'm in my YouTube channel now. What do I need?
Do you see yourself talking and everything? You just mute that so that
no, I can't see me. I can't see me. How do I get to me?
Go to your channel. Go to your channel, I guess.
I'm in my channel. Oh, there's something there saying live now. So if I click on that, that will
click on that. Yep.
Go to your channel, I guess. And I'm in my channel. Oh, there's something there saying live. And I've muted that.
That's it. And then towards the right, there should be a chat room box. On the very right-hand corner should be live chat. And it says top chat and live chat. You probably want live chat so you see all the comments.
It's top chat. Top chat is all I can see.
Okay, so there should.
Oh, you click on it, and then you've got top chat and live chat.
That's right. You want live chat so you can see all the messages.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you're good to go, sir.
Well, I don't understand. Where have I gone wrong with this? Because the window that you're in is I'm confused. You have to have two windows open, do you?
Yeah, to see the video. If you don't have a streaming, what they call OBS
Well,
thing.
I've got OBS, so I have to set up OBS, do I?
Yeah, if you want to see the comments and the or you have to have two separate devices or something, or switch between windows, the Hangout window and the Chrome browser to see the comments as they come in live. Unfortunately, unless you use the YouTube app, which is a whole nother separate
Well, I'm
headache.
using a laptop. I'm not using a tablet or anything.
Right, understood. So what I do usually when I do live videos like this is I'll go through the Hangout through the desktop, and then I'll have a mobile app open so I can read the live comments as well and respond at the same time. But you can choose to do whatever you want.
I see. Right. So now that I've got this second one, which one do I operate in? Do I operate in the one I've just opened?
I would operate in Hangouts if I were you. I think and then if you want to read comments.
Well, I thought I was in Hangouts.
Oh, you're still in Hangouts, yeah.
It said go live, so I thought click live, and that's going to put me in Hangouts.
Yep, it is. Yep, that should put you right in Hangouts. Yes.
But what about this window that I've just opened with
YouTube? That's just so you can read the comments.
That's just to read the comments.
Pretty much, yeah, and just to keep an eye on who's in the chat room, and if you want to add a moderator or whatever you want to do.
But how do I add people? I mean, how
do you add people to this call?
How do I add people into the video like you just did?
So you want to, just like Stephanie did, you share the Hangout link.
Yes.
And then with whoever you want. And then they'll join the call just like I did. They'll come in.
So the original link that I shared with Stephanie before that she put into her chat room was the wrong link.
Yeah, that was the YouTube link. You want the Hangout link, the second link. That's the correct link. The Hangout link is how people can join the call.
Okay.
I know it's confusing, but once you get it, you'll get it. And
so I need two links every time I want to do one of these. I need to send out two links.
Yeah, well, if you want people to join, just to join the call, you can just send out the Hangout link, which is what I do, and people can just find your YouTube channel if they're already subscribed. But if you do want to, share the YouTube link itself, then you can do that as well. But I usually just go with the Hangout link.
So if I send the Hangout link, then people can chat as well?
Yeah. Yep. Me and you are chatting right now. And
now when I say chat, I mean in the chat box.
Yeah, sure. But it would be through the Hangout chat. It would be in the Hangout chat, and you would be notified with each message. Yep.
Yeah. So if somebody comes on video, will they still be able to chat in the chat box?
Yeah, like I can right now. Let me just show you.
But I'll have to send them both links for that.
Yes, correct. So they can join this Hangout. I'll just say hello. Let me see. And it should pop up in the the Hangout chat box.
Nothing's popped up.
Are you in Hangouts?
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, go to the Hangout.
So Stephanie's saying this is Stephanie testing. I can't see anything from you, Brandon.
Okay. Are you looking at YouTube or are you looking at Hangouts? Because the two separate.
I'm looking at Hangouts.
Interesting. I just typed hello just now.
Nothing.
I don't see where Stephanie says that. Let me go to the YouTube. I don't see where. Okay.
Somebody's written Keith is a rapist. Helen Giles. Why has she?
See, this is where you should have a moderator.
Why has she said that?
Because they're trolls. You wanna block someone like that.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, hide that person on their on the channel. Yeah, troll, exactly. So Stephanie's saying troll. Okay.
Well, I've reported her.
Yep.
Let's say hate speech, shall we?
Oh yeah, and you want to hide the person too on your channel so they never come back. You get those people all the time. You know, and that's libel. I don't know where this person lives, but slander and libel laws are very much in effect.
And
And
how do I hide? Oh, there it is.
yeah, just right click. Yep, there you go.
But the messages haven't gone.
Yes, they are. On my end, they are. They're gone. Message deleted. I see it. There's no way to see them.
So where that message has gone, this is what we call the YouTube, is it?
Right. Right. That was on YouTube. That person did that. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that name before, Helen Giles. Now, who is she?
Oh, really? I don't know. I'm going to go to the channel right now and see. Of course, no content. And I'm going to screen capture it so I can look it up later.
I've seen her on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't come to YouTube that often.
Right. Yeah, I know you from Ian Thorpo's show. I remember Ian did a few shows with you.
Who?
Ian Thorpo's. You don't know?
Oh, yes, I know him. I've done some shows with him. He's a bit.
Yeah, I found.
He's a little. He's a bit unusual. He is.
Yeah, I love him though. But yeah, I found your. Oh yeah, I see. There's different Helen Giles or Giles. There's many of them. On Facebook anyway. But
so what are you into, Brandon?
I'm into the occult. I'm into hypnosis as well. I'm into magic. I'm into studying philosophy.
Yeah.
All kinds of things. History. H.P. Lovecraft and many things. Many things. Motorcycles as well.
Me too. Well, I haven't driven since 1984.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that,
Which is a shame.
Yeah, well.
Because I'm too sick.
Hey, that's okay. I thought it was amazing how you were talking about how the doctors diagnosed you, said, well, you're not going to be able to ever walk again, or you're paralyzed. And you said, well, my heart's beating, my blood's flowing. Something's going on. So that's a lie. And I think as you say, like right now, I'm trying to focus on something. Yeah. I'm trying to hypnotize myself into overcoming that. Mm-hmm. And, I think, hypnosis or just some sort of focused discipline.
Yeah.
To say that I can do that.
Let's delete that word trying. Trying is failing. Let's make a new word, and that's to be. And the word is this is a word I always use, and it always goes out of my head when I want to tell someone it. It's decision is not the word I'm looking for, but let's make a decision that you're going to succeed.
Right.
And it's not the word. What's the word? Intention. That's the word. Live by intention. Never live by hope. Live by intention. And I didn't lay on my hospital bed hoping I would get better. I'd have spent a lot of years doing that. I had an intention I was going to get better, and that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
And I was so sick in those days, I didn't have any way of describing it with words like intention. That was a big word to me in those days.
Mm-hmm.
I was using words like cat and dog in those days. They were big words. Because I had to learn how to speak in the first place. I'd completely forgotten how to talk.
Wow.
Was that you I saw for a moment there, Brandon?
Yeah, I just put on the video just so you can,
yeah,
so people can see me.
Can I get everybody side by side in Hangouts, or does it just bring up the person who's talking?
The person who's talking, unless you want to make somebody a presenter. Like you can click on anyone like Stephanie or yourself or me, and then that person can be the focus if they're presenting something, so it won't switch back and forth. Or you can make yourself put a pin in it, like if you just click on it.
I go to Hangouts to do that, do I?
Yes, in Hangouts, correct.
So if I click on you, that makes you a presenter, does it?
There should be options. It should be above my. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah. So now I'm presenting for everybody.
Oh, there's a little drop down arrow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I could go to.
Oh, there's a button I like. Eject. Does that mean you shoot through the ceiling?
Yeah. Yeah. Probably means I'm gone from the Hangout. I'm sure. I don't know.
I won't do that. I won't do that.
Okay.
Stephanie's muted. Should we get Stephanie to say hello to us?
Oh, she can. Yeah, sure. I think we're good to go now.
I'm trying to unmute. Can you hear me?
Well, I've unmuted you already.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for your help, Stephanie. And I don't know if anybody else has joined us. No, there's still 2 viewers. That must be yourself and Brandon. And I'm disappointed to see that nobody from my group has joined us out of the 1,400 that I've got. Well, what can I say? I think I'll close that damn group down. I'll archive it or something.
Brandon, how did you find this?
How did I find it?
How did Brandon find us like this?
Oh, well, like I said before to Keith, I said he was on my friend Ian Thropos channel. It's a very small channel called You Don't Know.
Okay.
And he did a few. It was very interesting. And I was also on that channel. He's a very interesting fella.
I assume that you and Stephanie knew each other.
Okay.
No, we haven't met each other since today.
Oh, so. I thought that you came in together and were helping me.
We met just now, just through the YouTube, trying to help you. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you were able to talk to each other, but not to me because I was being stupid.
No, yeah, I wouldn't say that. You're just figuring it out.
All right.
Yeah.
And purely by chance, you're a hypnotist, Brandon.
Oh, I'm not a hypnotist. No, I'm a speech language pathologist and
behavioral.
Yeah, and I'm a teacher and stuff. But
speech language, does that mean you teach people who can't speak?
Yep.
Like me.
Exactly. Yeah, I do.
My speech therapist was a woman called Kay Kruger back 40 years ago. She was a South African woman and she didn't take prisoners. And she was really angry. She was supposed to be helping me. She couldn't understand that I couldn't speak. And she's supposed to be teaching me to speak. She used to slap me around on all kinds of bad stuff. And she was a big, heavy woman. And she would tell me a word and I'm supposed to remember it instantly. I'm brain damaged now. And she's teaching me all these words that I can't remember because I'm brain damaged. And I'm trying to tell her that look, come on, darling, I'm brain damaged. And I couldn't because I couldn't speak. Right. I was brain damaged. And she taught me how to speak. But God, she didn't take prisoners. She was fierce, she was. And to this day, I can't remember whether, because I was brain damaged, I can't remember whether she was black or white, but I can remember she was fierce. And she was a big woman. I was so busy being afraid of her, I couldn't remember what color she was. I can remember her voice. She was a big, powerful woman. And she taught me how to speak. But she was so angry and so impatient because she thought that she was going to tell me what to say, and I was just going to immediately remember it with my brain damaged head, and then, like parrot fashion, repeat it. Terrible it was.
Yeah, well, hopefully things have changed a little bit. My methodology is very different, I would say, and you know, I'm not. I'm fierce, but in a nice way. You
don't use a knife like Ian Thropos does.
Oh no, I don't know, or a machete or any of that stuff. No, he's very much. He puts on that mask, that persona. Of the machetes
I don't like violence. I don't.
No, I don't either. Yeah, I think he's going in a different direction now. He said, but we'll see.
Yeah, I've not talked to him for a long time, because I don't like the violence in his character.
I agree. There's a lot of violence, a lot of passionate energy, but I think it's more of a front. If it's a mask, because because I know a little bit about the history of Ian before he was that character, and he's a much different person. So it's just if you just got to get past that, and he'll be okay.
And he's a member of the secret society, isn't it? The
OTO, I believe. Yeah.
OTO, yes.
Yeah, that's what he says. I don't know. I mean, he seems to know what he's talking about a little bit in that regard.
They do child sacrifice and stuff, don't they?
Oh, I don't know. Do they? Yeah, I know. Well, I know he talks about his sacrifice of a goat. Was it down in Mexico?
Yeah,
that he did. But I'm not about that.
I'm very cautious of people that go to these secret societies.
Me too. Absolutely.
Being the Christian fellow I am.
Hello.
Are you Christian? Yeah, me too.
Hey.
Oh, so Stephanie had to take a call there. Okay.
Oh, she's muted herself. We can't. The women always do that. We like to listen in, and they mute themselves. Although she's still listening to us.
Yeah.
In case we talk about her.
So you have a group on Facebook that has a bunch of people on it, do you?
I have a hypnosis group on Facebook.
Oh, fantastic!
And you can join if you want to.
Yeah, sure.
And if you do a search for my group, you'll easily find it. If you search groups woo woo, you'll find my group because the group name is Hypnosis, NLP, Stage, Therapy, and Woo Woo.
Oh, cool.
And I'll send you the link as well. Let's give you the link.
All right.
And I should be able to do that here, shouldn't I?
Yeah, right. Anywhere.
Where's oh, here it is. Paste.
Oh, I found it.
Can you see that?
Yep.
Well, you found it on Facebook or you found it here?
On Facebook. Yeah,
okay.
I already got it. Hypnosis, NLP, Stage, Therapy, and Woo Woo. Yes. 1.3K. Wow.
Cool. It was 1,400, but Facebook decided to take a whole bunch of them out.
Yeah, they've been doing that.
Because it didn't think they'd been visiting often enough.
Right. They decide. Yeah. Well, I'm going to hit join. Okay. Please answer these questions. Please, yes.
A lot of people don't. I've got something like 26 people pending because they didn't answer. And sometimes people give funny answers, and I boot them out straight away.
Yeah. Okay, so there we go.
Are you happy with that question?
Yeah, I like it. No, that's a very good. I think that should be the rule everywhere.
Let's see, and I'll accept you. Where are we? Where are you? You'd think that you'd be in the top of the list, but they don't do it that way. You have to hunt for the name.
Oh, really?
It's not alphabetical. It's not date order or anything. It's 27 people want to join, so that's one more than. Oh my goodness! Look at that. You're at the top. That was.
Wow! There we go.
Normally, you could be anywhere. We've got two mutual friends: Miles Johnston, Gerard King Mahone.
Yep, that's Ian and Miles. Yeah, there you go.
From Berkeley, Massachusetts.
That's New England. Yeah.
Is that Berkeley or Berkeley?
It's named after Bishop Berkeley, but it's spelt differently.
You've answered my question. Of course, you're supposed to say yes.
Oh.
I'll approve you anyway.
All right. Thank you. Yep. Very good.
Welcome to the group.
Thank you, sir.
Marion Spurgeon. Who's she? She sent me a message. I often get people sending me messages, and I don't have a clue who they are. Is Stephanie still on a phone call?
I think so. Oh, I don't know.
No, I'm back.
Oh, she's back. Okay.
Was that recording me?
No, you
on me.
Did yourself, didn't you?
You're going to delete this, right?
So is this broadcast being recorded for YouTube?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
For later consumption of all the insanity that we're talking about. So it's not going to be much of a show if anyone does listen to it. So I suppose I should really just delete it, shouldn't I? Or should I leave it up there?
I thought the first part was powerful about you trying. I mean, you're trying to figure out the hangout, but the first part about the motorcycle accident and your friend and how you kept him alive, and then how you kept yourself alive and obviously healed yourself. I think that's really powerful and worth keeping.
Keeping myself alive wasn't easy, because apart from being sick, I was in a hospital full of psychopaths who were doing experimental surgery on us and doing experimental drug testing on us and doing experimental mind bending stuff on us. Because it was part of the it was a hospital that was linked to the Tavistock Institute, who are notorious part of the MK Ultra group. They nasty people, and they were doing things like not letting me sleep. Here I am, a brain injured person, and need to recover, but they wouldn't let me sleep. They said, and I said, look, I need to sleep, please. And they said, we can't let you sleep in case you go back into coma. You know, you can imagine a healthy person, you would die if you weren't allowed to sleep.
Wow.
And I wanted to rest, but every day that they would get me out of my bed and sit me in a chair, and I was in pain because I'd had a head injury. I was in a lot of pain, but they wouldn't let me have any pain management because I refused to accept their diagnosis that I was paralyzed. So here I am, a paralyzed man, but they're still putting me in a chair every day, you know, which would be quite dangerous. Could it be that I might fall out of that chair? And they wouldn't let me have any pain management until I would accept their diagnosis that I was paralyzed. So I was in agony. This is one of the reasons why I'm a hypnotist, because I had to learn, you know, nobody teaching me. I had to learn how to meditate. I had to focus on my breath, because even breathing was painful. So I had to really control every single breath to try and find the middle line where it was the least painful. And I'm shuddering now thinking about it.
Excuse me for interrupting you, but I think you have me pinned, because I'm seeing myself on the YouTube channel.
Oh, right.
You might want to pin your own video.
Yeah. Keith, you might just want to unpin Stephanie so it goes back to the original way of whoever's talking it shows.
Yeah. Where do I go to do that? Do I do that?
In Hangouts.
I do that?
Yep.
So I click on present to everyone. Does that do it?
Should...
You're presenting to everyone.
That's you. Yep. So that I think. Can
you see me now?
Let's see. Let's check. I think it's still on Stephanie. So you want to click.
I've clicked on Stephanie, present to everyone, and if I click on you,
yeah, it's not going to change it. You don't want to make me a presenter. There should be other options, right?
Well, I've clicked on all three of us, present to everyone.
Yeah. Oh no, we got 5 people watching now. Yeah, what you want to do is no, it's working. Okay, seems to be working.
Well, I can see you.
Well, if I see me, hold on.
And Stephanie's in the little window.
Yeah, but we want you to be on. So yeah. So okay. Don't make anyone a presenter. Okay, or make yourself the presenter.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah, did you? Is somebody shouting?
I don't know. I was them.
Oh, sorry, that was my son. I can.
Did you see me shudder when I was talking about the pain and the breathing?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's scary. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, don't worry. It's 40 years ago. It was a long time ago. I'm not planning to go back into that room just at this moment. And even if I was, I can't, because they've pulled that hospital down now and moved it over to St. George's Hospital, which is in Tooting. They've still got the ward there named Atkinson Morley, which is the hospital that I was in. They were literally, it was a nightmare, because in the press they were saying this is the best, most cutting edge hospital where they're doing cutting edge brain surgery on people, but they were experimenting on people. The people inside the hospital knew this, but as patients, we were trying to tell people, and the doctors were saying, "Don't listen. They're brain injured. What they don't know anything. They don't know what they're saying. They're crazy."
Wow.
I said it to my parents. I said, "Don't sign that form." They were signing a release document for me. I was 22 years old. They're signing a release document because the doctors told them to. And I said, "Look, they're doing experimental brain surgery on people. They're killing people in here every day. Please don't sign that form." And the doctor said, "Don't." And my parents aren't that intelligent anyway. They do as they're told. They come from a working class family. And the doctor said, "No, don't listen to him. He's nuts. Listen to what he's saying. He's obviously nuts. Sign the form. He needs us to help him." And so they signed my life away so that they would do brain surgery on me. And I don't know how I escaped. It must be because I did really good prayers or something, because they didn't do brain surgery on me. And I managed to recover without the brain surgery, because my brain was like soup. I'd had a massive head injury, but I've not got got a scar on my head, and so it's literally a miracle that I recovered from that, because I couldn't think or anything. I knew I was sick. I could feel my brain and liquid inside my head moving around when I moved my head. I had to move very carefully, because when I moved, I got really dizzy, and it felt like I was laying on a beach with water going across my entire body.
Oh man!
So I knew that there was something not right inside me, but I didn't tell anybody. I thought, I don't tell anyone. Don't mention it.
Yeah. Wow.
And somehow I escaped from having surgery, but they experimented on me with drugs. I was taking 28 pills a day.
What? Wow.
I said, "What are all of these?" "No, there's nothing good for you. You can just take them. Just take them." And I did. And I've never had good health really ever since. But I was healthy before.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like we've had anyone else join us.
Oh, there's somebody said in the chat, in the YouTube chat. I joined the Hangout, but not sure how. Well, and the name is Fuzz B.
Oh,
I don't know.
B.
Yep.
Well, welcome, Fuzz B, if you're still here.
Yep.
Looks like there's only two. There's only two now, I think. But if you're still here, Fuzz B, or if you've been here or going to be back, thanks for coming.
Yep. Oh, and Stephanie put the link in.
I know there's a Jimbo here as well at some point.
There's a Jimbo. Yep.
And Helen Giles is still showing up there.
Yeah, maybe you could hide. I don't know if you can click on her name and then hit hide user, and then it will completely disable her. I don't see. Actually, I don't.
And I'm left clicking, and there's no way.
No.
And there's 3 dots at the other end.
I actually don't see her comments anymore.
I clicked on remove, and she's still there.
Well, I don't see it. I don't see it anymore because I just refreshed the chat, so I don't see her at all.
Right.
So that's good.
Okay, maybe it just shows on my end.
Yeah.
So it's a nuisance having to have 2 windows open, because I can't see them both at the same time.
Right. That's why I usually, if I do a live event like this, I'll be speaking through like this, and then I'll have a mobile or a tablet or something like that where I can just check the chat room easily.
Okay.
That's what I do, because it is kind of a pain to have to go from the Hangout to on the desktop to the your video and read the comments. Yeah.
You don't use OBS or anything like that?
No, I don't. Not yet. I know people that do, but I'm not that big of a YouTuber or anything like that. But I know people who do.
Yeah. OBS takes up a lot of processor power, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Yeah.
I think I tried to use it once before, and it brought my computer to its knees.
Really? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
But I can't remember how to use it now. It was a long, long time ago.
Yeah, this seems to be where. I mean, this is manageable until I think is good for whatever purpose you have.
Yeah, and to see Stephanie there, she's got a chin on her hands with that angelic face of hers, looking in awe of me.
Of course.
Or did you say bored?
Get this again. This is my business line.
Stephanie's bored.
So Keith, where are you in the UK?
I'm in Croydon, which is about 15 minutes south of the centre of London.
Oh, really? Okay.
15 minutes by train, that is. I wouldn't walk to the centre of London in 15 minutes from here.
Right.
It's about probably 20 miles from the centre of London, I would guess. Oh, well, maybe not even that much. I don't know. Would it be 20 miles? Maybe not. Maybe close to 10 miles even. I'm not sure. But it's 15 minutes by train.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really convenient if you want to go into London.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the mainline train station is very close to here, and I can get on a bus outside, and if I'm patient, it will get me there in about an hour through all the traffic with all the nutcases on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
All those stinky smokers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm very disappointed that not more people have come from.
Well, there's more people over on the YouTube channel who are just commenting on the chat, but they haven't joined the Google Hangout.
Yeah, Fuzz says he's happy to watch from here. I mean, if you want, I could invite some people, but I don't know if you know them. So it's up to you.
Yeah. Well.
Somebody said that they were doing a search for hypnosis, and then they came across this video.
So that's if I want to get people chatting in video like you have, I have to give them the URL that's at the top of the window here, do I?
Yes, I believe so. Yes, so they can come join this. Yep.
I see.
I would like to ask Fuzz if he's interested in hypnosis, or what is he interested about with hypnosis, because he said that he was specifically looking for that topic. Keith Anthony and I are both hypnotists, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I went on Sunday to the Phoenix in Cavendish Road, which is very near Oxford Circus in London. I had a great time with members of the Inner Magic Circle. And it was a great laugh. And I was hypnotizing people there. And so they're all magicians, mentalists. They're all performing artists of some kind, most of them. And and almost everybody I spoke to had been hypnotized by somebody badly and hadn't had any success. And I love it when I get somebody who's been hypnotized before by somebody who hasn't succeeded, because the hypnotee always says, I'm unhypnotizable. And they think it's their fault. And I get them to describe to me, what was the hypnotist like? What kind of thing did they do? And
yeah, it's never their fault. It's the fault of the operator.
The description that I get is appalling. And I love to get that description because it makes me feel much better, because I have a tendency to be self-deprecating and having what's the word for I tend to be not so much now, but in the past I've had some insecurities, and so that boosts me a bit. So I'm listening to what they're saying. There's this husband and wife there, and I was listening to what they were saying, and about this hypnotist, and she was the person. Well, I mustn't say too much, because she was talking to me in confidence, really, and she may contact me again. But the person was wanting to have regression therapy. She didn't get it because the hypnotist couldn't actually get her into hypnosis at all.
Hmm.
And the woman had something going on in her throat, problems with her throat that she didn't say too much about, but she's been having problems with her throat. But the hypnotist, she was telling me, actually grabbed around the throat.
No.
I don't know what this hypnotist was doing, but she was trying to cure this throat problem. And I'm thinking, what kind of hypnotist is this? No wonder hypnosis has a bad name.
That's very
if that's the kind of hypnotist is out there. Sorry, carry on. Say that again.
I was saying that's very unprofessional, and especially if she didn't get permission to touch her.
Yes.
And even so, I mean, how odd is that? That would make me feel very uncomfortable if somebody touched my throat like that.
Yes, well, it was very strange behavior that she was a bad hypnotist in the first place, and that she actually grabbed the woman around the throat to try and cure this problem with the throat. Very odd. But it was very easy. Made it very easy for me to hypnotize her, because all the time I'm talking with her, because if anyone who's listening, whether you're a hypnotist or not, if you're a hypnotist, when I work with hypnosis, the hypnosis starts at the first point of contact so I'm with the husband and the wife, and I'm thinking, I don't know which one of these two I'm going to be hypnotizing, because I know it's going to be one of them, because I want to have some fun. Because everyone in there they're all magicians, they're all doing their magic tricks, and I'm thinking, I'm getting left out here. I want to do something. And so the hypnosis starts at the first point of contact, when you start developing your rapport with people, getting them to know you, like you, and trust you, and to feel comfortable in your presence, doesn't it, Stephanie?
Absolutely.
And this is really easy to do, because all I was doing was saying very little, but getting them to talk about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Just encouraging them to let me know all about them. And so I didn't have to do very much. I'm just listening to them telling me all about their background and their jobs, their careers, and everything else. And they knew that I was a hypnotist, and so I just let them tell me all about their lives for quite a while, until I get to that magic question, which is, and tell me, have you ever been hypnotized? And they said yes, but it didn't work. And I said, tell me more about that. And then I keep quiet again, and she starts telling me all about why it didn't work and what happened. And she was feeling all bad about it, because it was such a terrible thing. And she paid £100 for this hypnosis. And she was telling me that it must be that I'm just unhypnotizable. And I said, do you really? Is that what you really believe? She said, yes, I must be really, really terrible.
No.
And
probably the hypnotist told her that she can't be hypnotized. Oh, well, if I tried, and you didn't take my suggestion, so you can't be hypnotized.
well, very often some hypnotists do that, and I think
that's what I'm saying. That's ridiculous.
It's a terrible thing to do, and a lot of hypnotists do.
And that implants the suggestion that they can't be hypnotized.
Yeah, a lot of hypnotists do that.
That's the only way they hypnotize them. Is to believe that they can't be hypnotized.
I take response, and I stood in Imperial College some years ago with Valerie Austin, when she trusted me to come in there and do some teaching, and I stood in front of everybody there, and they're all hypnotists, and I know the attitude is to never blame yourself. If you're a hypnotist, you blame the client, and I don't agree with that. I told them all, I said, take responsibility for the client.
Absolutely.
And I always take responsibility for my client. If anything goes wrong, it is not their fault. I equate it to garage. If you fix somebody's car and they drive out and it breaks down as it crosses the road, it's not the driver's fault that the car breaks down after the mechanic has just done a service. It's the mechanic's fault. So if my client breaks down after I've worked with them, it's my fault. It's not theirs. It doesn't matter if they're schizophrenic. If they break down after they leave me, it's not the schizophrenic's fault. It's my fault because I didn't do my job properly. And if I don't think I can handle a schizophrenic, then I shouldn't be working with them. And a lot of hypnotists won't work with schizophrenics because they haven't got the cooners to do it. They will make plenty of mistakes about them, or not mistakes.
I've worked with a schizophrenic, and I won't do that ever again.
They will make excuses about all the reasons why they shouldn't work with a schizophrenic, but I'm not afraid to say on air that I do work with schizophrenic.
Good. I'm going to refer all my schizos to you.
And I get good results, and that's because I understand what's going on. That's because I've been working in the psychiatric community unwillingly since I was 7 years old, when I was taken into a psychiatric hospital and strapped in a chair by some very nasty people. So I've been 7 years old.
Wow.
And so I've been on the inside of those places. I know what goes on. I know the victimization of people under the mental care system, and I know the way they get forcibly medicated and beaten up by staff, because I've been there myself. Even when I was in hospital in 1978, when I was head injured, I was immediately labeled mental, because how could anyone with a head injury possibly be sane? And this is the way the mental health community, I use the word community loosely because that's using a polite word for them. They are monsters in my view, but the way they think, they think, how can someone who's had a head injury possibly still be sane? So I had to prove that I wasn't insane, and it wasn't easy. Jeez. Because the fact that you're trying to prove that you're sane proves that you're insane in their view.
Oh, Keith Anthony, I had a person come to me who said that he went to like 5 or 6 different hypnotists, and some were stage hypnotists and some were clinical hypnotherapists.
Yes.
And none of them could get him hypnotized. Yes. And 1 or 2 of them actually said that he can't be hypnotized, that he was too much of an
behavior on behalf of
I know, too much of an analytical thinker or whatever. I tried the Dave Ellman induction on him, and it didn't work. So then I used waking hypnosis, and I kind of I don't want to say tricked, but I kind of tricked him into my profound somnambulism protocol, and I was able to talk to his subconscious. And his subconscious said the reason why he wasn't responding to the hypnosis was because he needed a more authoritarian approach.
Yes.
And everybody else was using the permissive approach.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically had to change up my approach with him. And once I did that, he went under so quickly, so deeply every time, I was able to set up anchors and triggers and have all kinds of fun with him. So.
He just needed the leather and the high heels, didn't he? That was all it took.
But no, some people, they because of what their perception of hypnosis is, they can't be hypnotized if you use the permissive style, because they think that they're going to be commanded.
Yes.
And if you're not commanding them, then they're not going to, follow your suggestions.
Yes.
In some cases, in many cases, actually.
Well,
so.
The lady that I hypnotized on Sunday, I had her standing up with her eyes open, and I hypnotized her, and I did an emotional detox with her, and I boosted her self-esteem, and gave her a hypnotic gift when I finished, and it took me minutes, and she immediately, I finished by slamming my hand on the bar, and I told her it was going to be over when I slammed my hand on the bar, and as soon as I did it, she said, "That's amazing, 100 times better than the other hypnotist." And I said, "Don't you mean infinitely? Because the other hypnotist didn't hypnotize you at all, did she?" She said, well, no, she didn't. And it was great, and it was so easy, because she was hypnotized before I started, really, because as I say, I start the hypnosis process at the first point of contact. And when I was checking for compliance for any non-hypnotist who's listening, we do what we call checking for compliance to make sure that the person is listening to us and is going to be hypnotizable. And when I was checking for compliance, that was a matter of holding on to her hand with her permission and changing the place that she was standing, because we were standing at the bar, and it was a very hazardous area, and there was the corner of the bar there, and if she wasn't going to fall, because I'm very careful, but if she had fallen, she would have cracked her head on the corner of the bar. She could have cracked her head on some tables, some chairs, or on the floor, and it could be potentially very dangerous. So I was moving her around, and I let her know why I was doing it, because there are all these things she might hit her head on, and I was just keeping her safe. And I assured her that she wasn't going to fall down, because her legs were going to remain firm. And this was all guiding her into the hypnosis, telling her what's going to happen. I want her legs to remain firm. I don't want her falling over. So I'm subconsciously giving her instructions for what's going to happen. And I said to her, you don't mind, you're not going to fall down. I'm just making sure that you're safe. You don't mind if I keep you safe, do you? Because everybody worries what's going to happen when I go into hypnosis. They're worried about, am I in some kind of a danger from the hypnotist? So I'm saying to her, you don't mind if I keep you safe, do you? And of course, that reassures her, because people are worried about safety. And she's impressed that I'm looking after her welfare. So she was already well under by that point. I could see by her eyes. And it was really wonderful, because I could see from her eyes I didn't need to go into any kind of an induction. I just gave the suggestion that all that pressure that she had, that was stored in her, which I guessed she had, which is why she wanted to go to the hypnotist before, to have her past life regression. I just suggested that all that was just going to come up now and be released and be replaced with good feelings, and that she would, from this day forwards, feel that she was going to be able to achieve more than she's ever achieved before, and everything was going to be basically wonderful. And immediately after that would all finish, she said, now I'm going to be able to lose all that weight. And I looked at her and I said, what weight? She's stunning. And I had to look really hard to realize maybe she's got a few extra pounds. But
I still need to do my weight loss session with you, Keith Anthony. We need to schedule that. You just reminded me.
You don't look overweight to me, Stephanie.
I am, trust me.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Do you have any this was for Keith Anthony and Stephanie, of course, both of you hypnotists. Do you do any sessions with people with addiction problems?
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what type of addiction?
Well, smoking. I'm thinking also, like, let's say,
yes,
heavy drugs, like maybe cocaine.
As far as heavy drugs goes, and I've actually worked with a crack addict in the past, which was really great, and the sessions went really well. I had no problem with that. The thing that you have to be careful with is I won't work with them if they're actively using the drug, but if they've already gone through the recovery process or the detox process, and they're trying to just get through recovery and to just maintain their sobriety, I will help them at that point. If they're in the midst of a lot of chemicals altering their brain, even with alcoholics, okay, if their brain is altered, it's very difficult to hypnotize them.
Right. So
it's much better to support them once they've gone through the whole detox process, and then we can support them to help break that habit going on into the future.
Thank you.
Yes, I would suggest that if somebody is made the decision that they really want to come off the drugs, then you can give them a lot of support without necessarily needing to hypnotize them.
Yeah.
Just letting them know that you're there and talking with people, because I've helped so many people with their problems without using hypnosis at all. In fact, I became a hypnotist because I was helping people with their problems, and I wasn't a hypnotist. And people just more and more people were saying, "Keith, you must be a hypnotist." I thought
you are a born hypnotist, Keith.
I think they were just saying that I was boring.
But as far as smoking cessation goes, I mean, that's a large part of my practice, which is not something that, it's what a lot of people want, and it's real easy to do. And most people will generally quit smoking in one session, and then I'll have a follow-up session with them. That's really easy because smoking is not actually an addiction; it's a habit.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and there's a difference.
Yeah.
So
the addiction bit is just propaganda put out there by big tobacco and their supporters, because it's just nonsense. Nobody gets addicted.
The half-life of nicotine is like 2 days or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was more like hours.
Oh yeah, it's not long at all. And so, if you go back to smoking, it's usually because you're stressed out, or
a habit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a habit. It's a habit that you just need to, and we just can bypass the neural pathways in their brain that makes them want to do this habit. So, and that's real easy to do in hypnosis.
Yes.
Very good. Well, perhaps we can, through the group, I can get in touch with one of or both of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you know people that are doing those kind of things?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But you're a hypnotist yourself, though? Are you practicing?
No.
Hypnosis?
He said no. He's a speech language pathologist.
Yeah.
You did hypnosis as well?
No, never done it. But I have recently tried out. I've been meditating and things like that since 12 years old, and getting into contact with the self and the subconscious realms.
Oh, perfect, Brandon. There are no accidents.
So no, but
maybe you're supposed to be a hypnotist.
Could I ask you, Brandon? Would you like to try something with me now? This is very simple.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Do you by chance have a table in front of you?
Table? Yeah, my desk is over there.
Oh well, that's no good.
I'm on my bed right now. So
you're on your bed.
Yes.
Have you got something that you could rest your hand on?
Yep.
That we could see.
Oh, okay. Book maybe.
What about just to his? Could
you bring your camera down a bit so we could see your hand resting on something?
Let's see.
Could he rested him on himself?
No.
Okay.
Something that's horizontal.
No, horizontal. Okay.
Okay, that's great.
Like that?
That's fabulous. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Could you move it to your left a bit?
Oh, I know. Okay, I know what you're doing now.
Okay. Are you comfortable with that?
Moderately, yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah,
it's a little wobbly. Your arm even more if you need to.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Is the book laying flat?
No, it's kind of horizontal because I want you to see.
Would you lay it flat?
Okay, see, then you can't.
Can you tilt the camera down?
Let me get a bigger book.
It doesn't matter if we see your face, just your hand.
We don't need to see your face at this point.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, that's to have it.
And this works really well with most intelligent people, and especially language therapists.
Yes,
let me get a bigger
therapists
book.
Work with both sides of the brain.
Let me get a book so I can. I'll be right back. Let me get a bigger book so you can actually see it. Yep.
All right.
And I'm actually going to have to pop off in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
To
Gosh,
to get.
gosh, we've been on for an hour and a half.
Yeah, right. Because I've got to get my kids dinner now. I mean, it's hopefully they've pulled it out of the oven already.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that looks cool.
Okay, let's see.
All right, now this is going to be an amusing effect. What I want you to do, Brandon, is to actually, before you do that, rub your hands together like you're trying to create some heat. You can rub hard on that. Create some energy. That's great. That's fine. That's better. That's fantastic. Right now, are you actually left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay. What we use a left hand anyway then. It's really important that we get the right hand, you see, so we use your left hand.
Okay.
And do you feel you've generated some energy between those hands now, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting that you put them parallel to each other like that.
Like this? Yeah. This is from my Tai Chi training.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that why you did it? Can you feel the energy between them?
Oh, yeah, all the time. It's always
there. You feel that balloon?
Yeah, balloon. I call it the magnetic ball, yeah.
The magnetic ball. Oh, well,
the chi ball.
It's interesting you say magnetism because that's what we're going to be using now.
Fantastic.
Okay, now put your hand on that book. And I think maybe Stephanie might be doing this as well.
I'm doing it with you.
Okay. Now what I want you to do is to just focus all of your attention on that hand there. And focus on the middle knuckle of that hand. That's great. And as you focus all of your attention, all of your energy, all of your thinking on that hand, and just bring all of your attention onto that hand. And this is just using your imagination, that's all. And I want you to imagine as you bring all of your attention down to that hand, that you're pushing and actually push your hand down onto that book and push down onto that hand as if there's a heavy weight on the back of your hand, as if there's magnetism pulling your hand down into that book. And just imagine what it would be like if your hand was becoming part of that book. And this is just using your imagination. And as you keep imagining what that would be like, just imagine what it would be like. And as you imagine that, bringing your attention to your middle finger there, keeping your focus, bring your attention to that middle finger. Notice that you can try to lift that middle finger, but notice that you cannot. And the more that you try to move that middle finger, the more you find that you cannot. And the harder you try, the harder it gets. And you'll find you just cannot move that middle finger. In fact, if you try to move that hand, you'll find that you can't, because it's become a solid block with that book. And you focus all your attention, all your imagination into making that hand solid as part of that book. And you've noticed the more you try to move that hand, the more it becomes solid with that book. And notice that you cannot move that hand from that book. And the more you try, the more it becomes part of that book, and the harder it becomes to move that book. And here's the interesting thing. The more you try to move that hand, the better you're going to start to feel now. And you feel that wonderful feeling, that good feeling building up in you now. And that feels quite special. And that's coming from your mind, from your brain, all those feel-good chemicals releasing in you. The more you try to move that hand, the more you focus your attention into that hand and the way that feels. And you start to feel really, really good. And your whole arm feels good, your hand feels good, and you're releasing those feel-good chemicals into that hand. And now I want you to stop trying when I clap my hands.
Mom, want to eat?
And you can release your hand. And I notice that your hand just start to float up from that book. Just floating up as if it's being pulled by helium balloons, just rising slowly, slowly, slowly. That's it. And now just allow it to gently float down again to the book. And allow those good feelings to increase just as much as you want them to. You want to carry on with those good feelings, don't you? I can see you don't want to let them go. And that's great. And that's good. And that's wonderful. And any time that you want those good feelings to come in the future, all you need to do is to make a fist with either one of your hands, either your right hand or the left hand, and those feelings, those good feelings, will come flooding back into you. So if you ever find you've got a moment in your life when maybe things aren't going right, you need a boost, just make a fist with either one of your hands, with your right hand or your left hand, that being the only one left, then you'll feel those good feelings come back to give you a boost anytime you need it. Is that okay with you, Brandon?
Yes, thank you.
My pleasure. Now tell me, Brandon, was the hand really stuck, or were you just?
It was stuck a little bit. Yeah, it definitely was for in and out. I mean, if I really willed it, I could maybe take it off, but I was going with it. So it felt as if it was in the pages and part of the book.
Good.
My hand was the book.
Yeah, that's good. That's the
power. And Keith Anthony, I was doing it with you too, and I was doing it on my desk, and I did it. There did come a point where it felt like my hand was a part of the desk, and I really couldn't move my whole hand. And then my son came in and interrupted the trance. But
I did that with the lady on Sunday, and she was there with her eyes open. Her hand was stuck to the desk, and I did the whole detox with her, and she was astounded. The look on her face. I wish I had a camera.
And Keith Anthony, also you might want to release anybody else who's watching this on the video who becomes hypnotized just by proxy.
Oh, right.
Because there are people watching it right now asking if they're going to be hypnotized.
Yes. So. Anyone who is listening, you can do the same thing. Make a fist with either one of your hands, and you'll find you get good feelings flooding through your body. But if you have been listening, I want you to come fully out of any trance state that you may be in and come back to full awakening awareness now. And I'm just looking at the other chat box to see if we have anyone here. So whether you're listening live or whether you're listening in the replay, I want you to make sure that you are fully released from any trance at all, back to full awakening awareness. But know that at any time that you want to feel good in yourself, you can either use either one of your fists to bring that about, or you can just make a decision that you want to feel good just for the hell of it, just because you can. And that is the power of your mind and self-hypnosis. You can command it anytime just by making that decision, just as you do when you unknowingly make the decision that you're going to be depressed or sad or unhappy, which is a decision. And I don't do that. I used to do that, but I don't like it. It didn't make me feel good. So now every day I make my decision that I'm just going to be happy.
Me too.
Me too.
And I also make the decision that when I get those feelings in my abdomen that most people call hunger, I don't let them rule me. I don't let them make me reach for food.
Mine is ruling me right now, so I actually have to go eat dinner with my family. So that was awesome, KA. Thank you so much, Brandon. It was so nice to meet you.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie.
Let's keep in touch. Absolutely. Okay.
Thank you for helping me out, Stephanie. I really appreciate your assistance earlier on.
My pleasure.
And it's been great. I hope you have a wonderful evening with your family and your meal. And it's saying down the bottom here that there's only one viewer, although I can see that there were two. But Brandon,
yes,
do you want to carry on chatting?
You can carry on. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I get it. Yeah. Absolutely.
But anyone who's listening in the replay, as I was saying, you are released from any trance that you may have gone in. And of course, don't listen to this if you're driving a car. That wouldn't be very smart at all. You might find your hands are glued to the wheel and you can't steer and stuff, and that wouldn't be good at all, would it? So So what? How do you feel about that little? Have you ever been hypnotized before?
I have. I have. I've been listening very recently to a lot of hypnosis tapes or on YouTube channels.
Okay.
And to help with sleep, because I have problems sleeping, I have problems with anxiety,
Okay.
things like that. And
Right.
so, and having had a meditation Tai Chi background since I was 12, and having amazing, the energy ball and feeling all that, and being able to recognize that in that meditative state, that there is an identity that is separate from my body that can make decisions, that can override the decisions, like you said, of hunger and things like this. So, but I still have my problems. But I've been listening a lot to the hypnosis, astral travel type suggestions and hypnosis sessions. The longer, the better, I find. But they do work for me. They work very well for me.
Yes. Yeah. When you go to sleep, if you what I do with my insomnia, I just put my head on the pillow and I just lay there and say I am asleep, or I'm asleep already. And with every exhale, I say to myself, I am asleep. I so exhale stress and tension. And when I inhale, I say I am asleep. And just talk the language that you want to achieve. Because what we do when we're sleeping and we can't sleep, we our mind is active, thinking about stuff that keeps us awake. We think, oh God, I can't sleep. I'm still awake. What's going on? Oh my God. We think we catastrophize that keeps us awake, don't we? But if we lay on the pillow and lay there and say, I'm asleep already, then don't say I'm going to sleep, because that's future, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if you say I am asleep, and if you get into some kind of a rhythm, whether it be you just lay there repeating I am asleep, or you synchronize it with your breathing in some way, then pretty soon you're going to be asleep. And that works for me.
Try that.
Yeah, it's so effective. I can't get myself out of bed.
Really? Wow.
And that's the problem I have, not getting to sleep. Getting out of bed, getting up is my problem.
Yeah.
So what I've learned to do is when the alarm goes off, I leap out of bed and go Yahoo! And
wow.
then I put the alarm, because my computer has my alarm in it. The computer goes off, makes this appalling noise. So I have to leap out of bed and go Yahoo! To turn it off. And then when I've turned the computer off, I'm standing there looking like I've been electrocuted. And
wow.
That's got me out of bed. Although I'm standing, I'm actually still asleep, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So then I have to just get myself moving, get myself into the kitchen, make myself a cup of green tea. And once I get the oxygen into my lungs, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But for those who are listening, who do have problems with your weight, the problem you have is that you listen to your stomach. You think, I'm hungry. And you think that hunger means you have to eat. But if you listen to your stomach and it says, I'm hungry, and you don't have to act on that. People automatically feed themselves because they feel that hunger, and they concentrate on that hunger, and you just say, I'm hungry. And the next thing you say is, I'm hungry. And the next thing you say is, I'm hungry. And you keep going round and round in a circle saying, I'm hungry. And then you feed yourself. And then you say, I'm hungry. And you keep saying that. So because you keep saying, I'm hungry, you never satisfy the hunger. But if you start to ignore that sound that says, I'm hungry, then the hunger goes away. And if you want to, you can go and drink some water, warm water helps rather than cold water. Use warm water or hot water if you can. And the hunger goes away.
Yeah.
My hunger doesn't trouble me. I've got hunger in my stomach now, but it's just minimally invasive because I've been for so many years just not moved by hunger. So although it's there, it's hardly noticeable. Although the size of that feeling is probably as big as it's ever been. But because I just don't pay any attention to it, it becomes background. And you can train yourself to do that. Just the first time or the next time you get hunger pang, just choose to let it become background. The more times you do that, the easier it gets. Find something else to do other than eating. Go and drink some warm water. Go and do something. Get some kind of activity going. Because hunger is just like, well, in fact, it's easier than cutting your finger. Because if you cut your finger and you're busy, then you don't even notice because you're busy, and it might even be bleeding, but you're busy, so you don't notice, you don't feel the pain because you're busy, and you'll get by without worrying about the cut finger. It's the same with the hunger. If you're busy, you're not going to notice it. So make yourself busy. And I've overcome my hunger because I've come from a background where food hasn't always been available or money hasn't been available. And so, or sometimes I've been hungry, but I've been too sick to eat because I've had a lot of illness in my life, recovering from traumatic brain injuries and epilepsy and things like that. And sometimes I'm hungry, but I've bitten through my tongue literally, and it doesn't make eating very pleasant.
Oof.
So I've had to overcome the hunger, and sometimes the distance between me and food is too far, and it's amazing. You might be very hungry, but when you know that there's going to be a 10-mile walk to get some food, it can make hunger go away very quickly. And so don't focus on the hunger. Say to yourself, I hear the hunger, I feel the hunger, but the hunger's down there and I'm up here. And, the hunger's down there and I'm up here. And separate the two. You have to change the way you think. And it's easy. Similarly, when you're in the supermarket, you need to eat more wisely, because everything that's got a shiny, crinkly wrapper is not food, it's poison. You look at the ingredients on those wrappers. It's all E numbers and F numbers and A numbers, and they're all genetically modified chemicals that are going to do you no good at all. So I always have a rule when I'm in the supermarket: if it's shiny, crinkly and noisy in terms of wrapping and plastic, then I don't really want to be buying it. If it's got a natural wrapper, that's like the wrapper you get on a potato or an apple or an orange or a banana, it's probably a pretty good wrapper and going to be okay to eat. And that will help you a lot. So don't go around the supermarket reaching for everything. You could cut down a lot of stuff in the supermarket by just eliminating everything with a shiny, crinkly wrapper, because that crinkliness is saying, I'm poison, don't eat me. But usually you look at all the colors and all the shiny writing and you think, I must have that, mustn't I? And that's a bad way to be, because if you are struggling with your weight, that's the whole problem. Everything says, eat me. When I'm in the supermarket, well, I see everything around there at the supermarket says, kill me.
Yeah, poison.
Because it's poison. It's going to kill me. And so I don't buy much in the supermarket. I get in and out very, very quickly. And it might surprise you. One thing you could all do, I know this will shock everybody, And everybody would say, how on earth can he do that? But I have never in my life ever bought a refrigerator. And
wow.
If I want food, I go to the store and I buy it as I need it, because the supermarket's got this incredible system that works really well for me. They have refrigeration. They stock the refrigerators. They clean the refrigerators. They repair the refrigerators, and they pay for the electricity. So why wouldn't I use them that way? So if I need some fresh food, I go to the supermarket and I buy it and I take it home and I eat it. And it's perfectly fresh. And every day they keep it stocked up for me. They keep the refrigerators cleaned, maintained. It's a fabulous system, and that's what I use. So I don't need to clean my refrigerator. And it frightens me when I go to people's houses. I open up their refrigerator and this horrible stink comes out and hits me. And I notice it all the time because I've never had one. And it's full of food that people are never going to be able to eat. And I think to myself, and I laugh because I think, what do these people do with all this food? But people visit my house, particularly girlfriends, and they go into my kitchen and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then they come running back into the living room and with their mouths open saying, where's the food? And there isn't any.
It's at the market, yeah. Well, I remember I grew up, my dad, a very working class, low middle working class. And my dad was very much a minimalist in that regard. So he would come back with a can of beans and like an onion or, and I didn't like the onion at that point, but
yeah.
So I wouldn't have that, but can of beans and some toast or some bread and some apple cider vinegar. Really, you can add like little spinach or whatever. Occasionally that would be a really good meal. But the beans are fine. I find that saving money now on groceries, which have gone up. A can of beans can feed you for a whole day. And there's a lot of protein, a lot of complex proteins in there, and so my dad kind of knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
My dad's refrigerator. I remember growing up, my mom's, they were divorced, so I would go to my mom's and she'd have all this junk food, Doritos and Oreos and all this poison stuff, right? And I was used to that. And then I'd go to my dad's and I'd open up his refrigerator and there'd be nothing in there except for maybe some sparkling water, mineral water. And then I'd go to the cupboard where, the cookies would be, and it would be all vitamins,
Yes.
So it was two separate. But I learned to, obviously, I'm very healthy of how I eat. I think fasting, like you said, is very important, and it trains your mind as you were going into.
It's strange you said fasting, because you said that I was talking about fasting, but I haven't talked about fasting, although I have done a lot of fasting, including 40-day fasts.
Yeah.
And on one occasion, I did a 200-day fast.
Wow.
And I figured by the end of that, I knew about fasting.
Yeah, 200 days. Wow, I've never done 200 days, no.
Yeah, well, I didn't think I could, but I did. Because I started with a 40-day water fast, and after 38 days, I was thinking this is way too easy, because I thought I was cheating because I was a hypnotist using hypnotic techniques to do, I had nothing but 40 days of water. And after 38 days, I'm thinking this is way too easy. And I'm thinking, and also on the 39th day, somebody persuaded me to have a biscuit. And I'm thinking that screwed up my 40-day fast after 39 days. So I thought, what can I do? I thought I was cheating anyway because it was really easy. And so I thought, let's increase this to a 200-day fast. So what I did was I did finish the 40 days on water. Then I switched to 40 days on nothing but rice, plain rice. And I was drinking a gallon of water a day. So I carried on drinking my gallon of water a day. And then I did another 40 days on nothing but water. Then I did another 40 days on nothing but rice and the water. Then I finished up with 40 days on water.
Wow.
So that's consecutive 200 days.
Wow.
And I figured by the end of it, I knew about fasting, and I'd made up for that one biscuit by then, I thought.
Right. Well, it's you hear about the saints, the lives of the saints, and how they can survive on just the Eucharist.
Yeah.
And I think it's possible. I mean, I think I've seen people fast, not just for Lent or whatever, but for, as you say, for nearly a year, if not more, according to some of the stories, surviving just on the Eucharist alone.
That seems a bit extreme, or I was going to say extravagant, but a healthy man can last 60 to 80 days with nothing but water, from what I've read. I don't know about a whole year. That seems a little bit too much to me.
Too much, yeah. So,
but from what I've read, 60 to 80 days it can be done, and more than that, I would suggest, is dangerous.
Yeah.
And 40 days is comfortable, because I felt really good throughout those 40 days. I felt strong. I felt clear-headed. I felt like I'd been given a thorough scrubbing inside, because you're totally detoxed after 40 days.
True.
And it felt really good, and lost a lot of weight, because I was 210 pounds, I think, when I started, and I was down to 150 or 156 pounds, something like that, when I finished. I can't remember exactly now, because it was back in 2014, was it? I think I was doing that. And my weight has been down ever since. I still only eat once a day when I remember. Sometimes I forget to eat because I don't get round to it.
It's fascinating.
I eat in the evening about 9:30 p.m. usually, and I don't believe in this nonsense that breakfast is the best meal of the day. It's
right.
Rubbish. If you're going to be doing hard work first thing in the morning, you need to have eaten last thing at night, so that all that food can be processed and turned into energy for the morning. So that when you're racing up and down a ladder with bricks on your back and cement on your back, you've got the energy available. You don't want to have a big breakfast inside you if you're racing up and down a ladder with bricks on your back, do you?
Yeah, you're going to throw it up.
You'll have all that extra weight of all that food in your stomach and no energy available.
It won't be processed, and you won't get the vitamins. And yeah.
But even so, I know that bricklayers go in for a big breakfast before they go to work, and that's why they don't start work well. They don't start working until 11 or 12 o'clock in the day.
Right, that's a good point.
Their stomach is full of food. They can't do it.
Yeah, well, they've been brainwashed that breakfast is having a great big breakfast is the best way. And I mean, that's been in generations and generations and generations of.
But they're sluggish first thing in the morning. They don't start warming up until midday.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I love having breakfast at night. I do that. I've been doing that a lot more.
I never have breakfast.
Yeah,
because I don't eat till 9:30 at night usually.
Well, yeah, I call that breakfast.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So you're a professional speech therapist, are you?
Yes. Yeah, that's one of my hats. Yeah, one of my trades. Yep. Also, amateur philologist, I would say.
Philologist.
Yeah. It's the love of words. It's J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yes,
was a
that's
philologist.
Right. I used to follow a Russian woman on YouTube who had a very big following, and she became very big in America as a star on television. And trying to remember what her name was. She had millions of views on her videos. She used to describe a new word each week.
Oh, really?
She was a very sexy looking thing and had a big fan club, and I can't remember her name now.
Russian,
what was her name? She was a Russian woman speaking in English, and she used to give the meaning of a new word every week.
Huh.
And if I remember, people used to send in suggestions for words for her to describe. And can't remember her name now. What was her name?
Huh.
She's on my friends list on YouTube, I think. I'll have to look her up. But she used to do a new word every week or every day. I can't remember.
That's fascinating. Yeah.
And but then she fizzled out all of a sudden.
Oh, that's too bad.
She must have retired. She made a fortune out of YouTube. She did.
And she just retired, huh? Just like that.
I don't know. Well, she got TV work in America. That may have taken up a lot of the time, and became a presenter in America, I think. And so, but she was nobody, but she made herself famous on YouTube because she was a professor of philology.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And fabulous looking woman she was. And I can't
remember. I'll try to look it up.
I'm just looking her up actually because I'm thinking she's probably not that difficult to find with a word like philology.
Yeah, especially being a professor. Huh.
Yes.
Master Russian. Let's see. Nope. Maria.
I remember now. Actually, it's just suddenly come back to me what her name is.
Okay.
Her YouTube name was Hot for Words.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if she's still here. Hot for Words.
Oh, I see her. Yeah.
She's still there, is she?
Oh, yeah. She's blonde.
Oh, she's on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
Everything. Marina Orlova.
That's her.
Yeah. A Russian host of a popular YouTube channel, Hot for Words.
I had a chat with her once because I
really.
She
it's beautiful. Wow.
I sent up a comment to her or something, and she picked my comment out, which surprised me.
No kidding.
Because I wrote a comment because everybody would write comments to her as well. You get all the pests who would write to her, of course, and there was me being one of them writing to her, and I wrote to her. And I worded it very well and intelligently, and she picked out my comment and read it out on one of her videos.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, that's great.
And I got a lot of flack from it from all the other guys who started writing nasty things about me because
they're just jealous. They're just jealous. Yeah,
that was funny. She's got her own website, hotforwords.com.
Look at that! Wow, I never heard about her. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, I mean, philologists usually don't look like this.
No, they don't, do they?
No, they're usually not. Yeah.
But this was back in 2008 when she started up, I think.
Right.
And is she still in business now, I wonder?
She did it looks like the last YouTube video she did explaining what happened to her YouTube site was in 2017 December. So
yeah, what did happen to her YouTube site?
I don't know. I'd have to watch the video, but there is a video on the channel. Still looks like it's still up. So her Instagram, she's on Instagram.
Yeah.
Looks like that's pretty updated.
She still looks good on her website.
Oh yeah. Look at it. Yeah, she looks great.
She looks a lot older now than she did.
Yeah, I don't know how it looks. It says she's 38. So
she must be a lot older.
That's not bad. That's not bad to me. It's very pretty.
Oh gosh, this hasn't been updated since 2014. Her website.
Oh, really?
Huh.
I just saw a YouTube clip that said 2017. Let's see. Yeah, what happened to Hot for Words? Maybe this is a different. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it's someone else talking about it.
No, I'm joking. Hi, guys. So, as you know, lately I have been obsessed with everything Russian. So, once upon a time...
Okay. So, it's someone else explaining what happened. So, it's not Marina or whatever her name is. And
she's not updated her website since August the 12th, 2014.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. Well, maybe she made a fortune and decided to retire.
Yeah, I'm sure. Hey, you never know. Good for her. But yeah, you look at words. I'm interested. Fine words, even like the proper names of, say,
Hmm.
Beowulf or something like that. Or you look at Anglo-Saxon, and you look at the way that languages evolve um, and evolve and just and the root languages and how they relate to the imagination. It's just
Yes.
language fascinates me. So I kind of am a amateur philologist. I write articles on Tolkien's philology and my own area of linguistics and philosophy, and which is my own approach, sort of like a principles and parameters approach, which means that I think we're born innately designed to name things.
Yeah.
Like names are very important and meaningful to the human being. It's what's one thing that separates us from things. And if
Hmm.
you ever interacted with any entities or anything like that, you know that once you've named that, or its name, you know everything about it.
Hmm.
There's the Latin saying "nomen est omen," which means your name is your destiny, basically. So anyway, but it's just a fascinating, word of the day. You could pick a word like daughter. Like what does daughter mean? And then, well, you go back and you trace it back to the Anglo-Saxon culture and back to the Indo-European roots, and it meant um, the girl who milks the cows. The young girl who milks the cows, and that would
Yeah.
make sense. And so it gives insight into the culture at the time, which is now forgotten and gone, long gone. But since if you can trace out the language, and especially the roots, you can find out a bit about the culture or the imagination of the peoples who spoke the languages, right? And it's even more interesting when you get into like people, the Egyptians and their hieroglyphs and their glyphs, and you have many different meanings there, and even the Hebrew language and things like that. But
Hmm.
but that's interesting. I didn't know about this woman.
Yes, she did a video 8 months ago.
So okay. That's not, well, it's still long, but huh.
She used to do them regularly, but she's now doing them not so regularly. But she still looks nice.
Yeah, I'd say.
Did one 8 months ago. I'm looking at her channel,
Yeah, I'm checking it.
and that's one.
673, 400,000 subscribers.
Yes,
That's pretty
I
good.
wonder how many video views. She was the most popular channel on
Millions.
YouTube at one time.
All right, so the one I'm looking at has 3,710,000 views, and it's
Are
her
you actually?
appearance.
You're looking at her website, her
Her
YouTube, are you?
well, her YouTube. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. Yeah,
Yes.
but wow, yeah, HBO. Oh wow.
Yeah, and she did a video. That's one sexy phoenix, 140,000 views 8 months ago.
Wow. Oh yeah, I see that. Okay.
But
Yeah,
but in her heyday, she would put a video up, and the same day it would have millions of views.
I believe it. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, it's all about sex appeal sometimes.
She's certainly got it.
Yeah, for sure. Wow.
She's 39 years
Pretty.
old now,
Oh, she's 39 now. Okay,
according to
she's pretty
Wikipedia.
close. Hmm.
She's a TV presenter in the USA, or she was the last time I heard about her.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Damn Ruskies. No,
Wow.
I mustn't talk that way because that's racist, isn't it? And I'm certainly not a
Oh
racist.
no! Oh no! No! No!
I was saying in an affectionate way.
It's absolutely, yeah. It came across.
Mm.
We're damn Ruskies because we love you. It's
Yes,
you
exactly.
criticize what we love. Or we're harsh on
Yes.
what we love. But yeah, the Ruskies. What was I gonna say about that? Well, it's lost me now. But there's no. I don't know how it is in the UK, but we had this thing supposedly called the Cold War,
Yeah.
and I mean, it got very real. but you know, it's and there were some close calls, but I don't think either side wants to destroy the world, you know, because there's mutually assured destruction if
Well, that's
there's
propaganda, isn't it? All of that.
Right, exactly.
To affect the share prices.
Right. I think it's both
manipulation of the share prices. That's all that Cold War thing is.
Mm-hmm. And then they can manipulate the whole markets, and by the way, then they can say it justifies in the United States, the defense spending is like $1 trillion a year, like no joke. You know, it's $1 trillion. It's more than the whole world combined, and you have to have a threat to keep that up, to keep the war economy going. You know, this war economy that feeds on, it's socialism for the rich, and it just keeps feeding it keeps feeding the rich, and because, you know, you think about it, you go to war, you need not just the weapons, but you need toothpaste, you need toilet paper, you need this and that, and so all those contracts get taken up, and when you don't have a war economy, you get into a depression. But there's got to be better ways than going to war. That, you know.
Yes. Look at this. Her first video was 45 seconds long. It was called "What is Philology?" and she got 305,000 views.
What? 45 seconds?
Yep.
Jeez.
Let's have a look at that video and see how good she looked.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got that school teacher look with the glasses.
Oof.
I'm a philologist. Philologist is a person who studies philology.
Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Philology came from two Greek words. Philos, that means love, and logos means word. So philology is the love for the word.
Wow.
Every week, I'm going to give you the origin of a new word, and if you're interested,
I remember seeing this video now.
Words, you can always come back and check me out.
Oh wow, yeah, she was on O'Reilly Factor. Wow, yeah. She was there's some, so she looks.
You remember her?
Gorgeous. No, I don't. But I'm just scrolling through her videos. You know, man, what a babe.
Yes.
I wish more philologists looked like this. What a simple idea. I'm happy that she's successful. You know, that's good for her. You know, get the philology.
When I did that hand stick on you, I should have enlarged you to full screen instead of leaving you in that little window there. In hindsight.
Oh, yeah, it's okay. We can do it again some other time. But that was really fascinating. What I really want to do is to overcome my impulses to self-medicate myself, let's just say, you know, and I'm on the road to recovery.
Self-medicate? You mean your recreational substances?
Yeah, or like, you know, just for legal purposes, I'm going to say a friend. Wink, wink. Yeah, friends.
Okay.
Problem with he doesn't feel the physical withdrawal as much, but for whatever reason, it's a habit where he has to do this thing, and it just he wants it. It's a prison for him, and it's kind of ruining his life in some ways. So, well, maybe we'll talk about it at another time, but I don't know if I want to broadcast it to the world.
Okay. Because don't say anymore. Don't say anymore. Okay. Do you have my contact details? I guess you don't, do you?
I just know your YouTube, and I know your Facebook group. I'm joined, but I can write down an email.
That's true. Well, if you want my email, it's I'll give. Please don't share this email because this is my main email that doesn't yet get any, and hasn't for years so far, hasn't ever received any spam.
Okay.
And this is Hypnosis at you. In fact, I won't tell you on air.
Oh,
I'll send you a private message.
Yeah, that's the best.
Otherwise, it will get spammed to hell, won't it?
Yeah, that's a good point. Don't even say it. Right? Don't even.
I'll send it to you in my group or something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Send me a direct message or whatever. Yeah.
Yes, I will.
All right,
And
very good.
otherwise, I'll be getting spammed to hell. Somebody
Yeah.
when they're listening.
Mm.
And or you can no, I'll do it that way, and that's
Yeah.
probably the best. Or you can always join me on Facebook. My Facebook is very easy to remember because it's facebook.com
Hmm.
/hypnosensei.
Oh, that's easy.
HYPNOSENSEI, which is also my website.
Oh, you have your own website as well.
Hypnosensei.com.
Oh, I found you. Here we are.
It's not a great website, but it's the best I could do because I'm
Yep.
not in any way a webmaster.
Oh, I got it. Okay, yeah. So we can. You know what? I'm just gonna. Let's see. I could send you a hello. Well, once you accept the friend request, I'll send. Yeah. Okay, we'll get in contact. That sounds very good.
Facebook, is it? Facebook?
Yeah, I just found it on Face. I found Sensei on the Facebook. That's really amazing. And you're Christian as well.
Well, I don't go to church anymore because I think they're a bunch of charlatans.
Me too. Yeah.
But I believe in the Creator.
Me too.
And I've met him because I had a near-death experience.
Yeah, you said you went through the tunnel of light and you came out.
Yes, the whole thing, the whole caboodle.
Wow. Maybe another time we can talk about that.
Well, you can read about it or watch it on YouTube because
really?
I've got a YouTube video that I've done about that.
All right, fair enough.
And if you go to my YouTube, can you find my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
If you find my YouTube channel, you'll see it's on there. And what did I call it? I can't remember the name of it now. Let me think. I called it what did I call it? You can see some of my hypnosis videos on there. These are really old hypnosis videos. Oh, I called From Heaven to Hypnosis, an ND experience of God.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just going to go to your video. Oh, we're going to need to, Helen Giles is back. So we're going to need to block her or whoever it is in the chat. Yep.
How does she get back in?
I don't know. They have these sock accounts and they just create one after the other. So I would suggest maybe making Stephanie a moderator or myself, and I could just block her for you. Yeah.
We'll be closing soon, so
right. But you still want to block. You wouldn't want that. What is said in that to I would hide that.
So I can't see where she is.
Oh, go to the YouTube chat.
I'm on the YouTube chat, but I don't see her.
You have it on. Okay.
Is it she at the top or is she at the bottom?
It's 2 up from the bottom. So scroll all the way down.
Keith visits Thailand for young girls.
Yeah.
Oh, she's very funny, isn't she?
Yeah.
How did she get back in?
I guarantee you just made another account, sock account.
Mm-hmm.
You know, added a photo. But, you just block those people.
Oh, it doesn't trouble me. I mean,
nope.
People haven't got anything better to do with their lives.
I know it. It's sad. It's really sad.
Does Helen Giles? I mean, does this man Helen Giles believe that anyone even believes what she's writing?
Yeah, no. Who knows? Could be. You know what? It could be a bot as well. I've heard they have these bots that just infiltrate different people's chats and say nasty things. So, but yeah, again, no content. These people are cowards. They won't show their real face. They have no content of their own. They'll never answer a call to debate anything, but they're engaging in abusive behavior and libelous behavior and harassment. So, keep that in mind, Helen Giles, whoever you are. And you know, it's not, you know, I know it's not that easy, but it is pretty easy for someone to get your IP address from whatever computer you're working from that made that account. You can find out exactly where your IP address came from, and when we find out to find out what computer you're from, we know who you are, and we can find out who you are, and then we can sue you, depending on the jurisdiction. So best to just leave us alone. Thanks.
Yes, there's always the other alternative. I don't like to do it, of course, but my friends in the occult can do things with her.
Oh yeah, yep. We don't know what it is. If it's, I think the Helen. I don't know if that. You know, you don't know who. If it's a boy or a girl or it's a guy or a woman or a man. You know, or a bot, like I'm saying. But I don't know. But if they keep coming around, they'll get what's coming to them, I think, right?
I think that's got her. And I'm looking for your name on the list here. Where are you?
Me?
Yeah. Brandon, there you are.
You see me? Okay, good.
I'm clicking on your name.
Yep. You should be.
It says add moderator.
There you go. And I'll type something. See? Hello.
You were typing something.
Yep, there I am. Okay, well, I got the wrench. And I, maybe give Stephanie, I don't know if you want another moderator, but Stephanie wouldn't mind.
Well, Stephanie's gone.
Oh, no, but I see her in the chat, you see? Oh, you can't see that, but see,
I'll make her a moderator, but she's gone.
Okay, right. That's true.
Pointless.
All right, so do you want me to hide and block this account, Helen?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to not just put her in a timeout. You can do that with people that spam, just to let you know. You pull up this option here, and let me see if I can let me get this out of the way. Okay, and it will show you this list here. And you can report and put in a timeout.
Can you show me something somewhere?
Yeah, look on my screen.
Sorry? Look on your screen.
Yeah, where you'd see my face usually.
Okay.
I'm just showing you what I'm going to do, and I'm going to hide.
It's so tiny. I can't see what you're doing.
Oh, okay, that's okay. You
were showing me your tablet. I didn't realize.
Yeah. So what I've done is I've clicked on her name, and it will give you this list, and it will say hide user on channel, which is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Put user in timeout. That will give them a 5-minute timeout period, and that's if usually if it's you can decide who.
How can I've kicked them out already? How can you do that?
Well, they immediately must have made a different account. So let me try. I'm gonna hide. Yep, messages will be hidden. Okay, and let's see, remove. Yep, there you go, and that's it.
Okay.
So she was hidden by me, and yep. Now Stephanie's a moderator. Good. She says I'm here. I'll happy to be a moderator. She says so. Excellent. Stephanie, so yeah, I think she must have whoever that is.
Stephanie's come back, has she?
She has. Yeah. Hi, Stephanie.
Okay.
She's great. Is she American as well?
Yes, I think so.
This is great. I'm really looking forward to hopefully overcoming some things through hypnosis, and I think I have an edge up already from my studies in meditation, and I really want to. I'm very, so
yeah. And always, if you need strength or courage, use either one of your fists to bring up all those good feelings to get you through.
Yeah.
Instead of reaching for whatever comfort it is, whether I'm not saying that it's
no, that's a good point.
I'm not saying that it's going to be Gatorade,
right,
or anything else.
Right.
I know it's not Gatorade, but I use that for an example.
No.
I'm not saying it's going to be Gatorade, but instead of reaching for Gatorade, make that fist with either one of your hands or both hands if you want to release those feel-good chemicals. The I always forget what they're called. Endorphins.
Endorphin.
They've got lots of other names as well, haven't they?
Yeah, dopamine.
Dopamine. That's one I always forget.
Yeah.
I never remember that name of that one. Dopamine. Good stuff. It is.
Yeah, I wish I could get some of that.
And if you can get a nice lady, if that's your preference.
Oh yeah.
To release it for you, so much the better. I mean, with some apple pie and stuff is what I mean. In case your mind's working overtime. In case there are any family people listening. Or children.
Yeah, well, I do have a seven-year-old stepson, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was only talking apple pie to make the dopamine release.
Yeah, he's
a
not
nice woman to make you an apple pie to make giving you your dopamine release.
That's right.
Yeah. Welcome back, Stephanie. I don't know if she can hear us.
I think she can.
It says there are 3 viewers.
Oh, still people are watching. Well, welcome. Welcome everybody.
It's been quite a long chat. It's been 2 hours and 15 minutes, just over.
Yeah. So thank you, Keith Anthony, for really an honor to meet you. I'm glad we've.
Great. I mean, I don't know if when this has gone, when we go dead, this will be a recording on YouTube somewhere, will it?
Yeah, it will go through a little processing buffering period, and then it will just be immediately available for your.
Well, there'll be a lot of dead time on it where we're messing about.
Yeah, but people can just skip through that.
Getting the buttons and stuff.
Yeah, that was
that out, couldn't I? And then put the video back in.
You could do that as well.
Oh, you've got editing controls on YouTube now, haven't you?
I think so. In the Creator Studio.
And so could delete some of it or put music over it or something or talk.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. So you can figure that out, but we'll be in touch, and I hope Stephanie as well. I was really happy to meet you both.
You gonna go now, are you?
Yeah, I need to get going. But
okay, what time have you got in your country now?
Right now let's see what time it is here. It says 7:18, so I got to get going for 7:30.
7:18.
Yeah, so I'm on the East Coast of the United States.
I just worked that out.
Yeah,
because it's midnight 18 here, and you're 5 hours behind us.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I hope to interact more, and I hope to learn more.
So if I stop the broadcast, it automatically saves, does it?
Yep, it should. Yep, because it's going through YouTube if you want to stop the broadcast. But
okay, well, in closing, thank you everybody who's been listening live or anybody who's listening in the podcast. I have been Keith Anthony Taylor, also known as Hypno Sensei. If anybody wants to contact me for help with any of your problems, whether it be anything straightforward as smoking or stress, problems with sleeping, problems with weight control, or substance abuse, whatever it is, do please contact me, because you can find my website, which is hypnosensei.com, hypnosensei.co.uk. You'll find me on Facebook, which is facebook.com/hypnosensei. And you can send me a PM there, send me a friend request, send me a PM. And do mention you're interested in hypnosis, so I know why you're sending me a PM. And we'll be able to get together. I've got clients as far as Alaska and down in Tasmania. We connect via video conferencing, just like we're doing here. And that will be a private conference, by the way. We won't have anyone listening in. And so we'll get it together, because I'm trying to fill my diary now for February. So if you mention that you saw me in this Hangout, I will give you a discount on my normal price. So let me know that you saw me in this Hangout, and I'll give you a discount on our price. So do contact me soon so that you'll be able to get my bookings in February. Otherwise, you'll be looking at March. So thanks very much, everybody. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks. Stephanie. Really appreciate your help getting me live on air here. I think next time I do this, I've got another computer turned on beside me here. I could have transferred one of these windows over to the other computer if I thought about it for a bit longer.
I have a good idea.
That would have been easier.
All right.
But thanks very much, everybody.
Thank you.
And I'll say that's a wrap.
All right. Good night.
Bye-bye for now.
Be seeing you.
Be in touch. Bye for now. Bye-bye.